This is the pilot episode of the Non-Starters podcast. We're recording on the 22nd of December 2020, which I think we can all agree has been a real of a year. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so yeah, welcome to the Non-Starters podcast episode.
Is that what it's called?
Have I not told you what it was called?
Well, no.
Oh,
the
what a
Non-Starters podcast. Yep, that's fine.
God, what a terrible, terrible way to begin. Okay, welcome to the Non-Starters podcast, the Christmas special. In fact, the pilot and the Christmas special.
So we're already on the rocks is sort of what you're saying here, isn't it? It's like straight to Christmas special.
Oh yeah,
before
like
we've even got started.
It occurred to me. It occurred to me this morning, like how wildly presumptuous it is to do a Christmas special without even establishing the brand, like even a little bit. So
Just straight to the big stuff. It's like Gavin and Stacey Christmas special, and then what's this show called?
Non-starters.
Non-starters, yeah.
Yeah.
Gavin and Stacey, non-starters. Maybe an old Only Fools and Horses.
For sure.
Lovely.
Yeah, like episode 2 will be the wedding episode. We hit all of the big milestones in the first couple of episodes.
Might as well, continue as we mean to go on.
Yeah, go in heavy.
Aidan, tell us what on earth we're supposed to be doing here.
That would be a good idea.
What is the premise of this thing?
Why don't we start off? Why don't we introduce ourselves to anyone who doesn't know who we are, who's listening? Not that that seems likely. It's probably just my mum and our girlfriends.
I could phone my parents if it's helpful.
That would be good. I would appreciate that. Okay, my name is Aidan. I'm an actor and a writer, although not so much in 2020.
Why? What's your excuse?
Oh, I'm just taking a bit of a year off. I thought I'd have a break. It was entirely my choice.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
good.
I'm taking ownership of it. Yeah. So I'm an actor. I'm a writer. The idea for this podcast it came off the back of the fact that I know I'm not the only person in 2020 who's had creative projects and ideas just harpooned by the state of the world and by not being able to work on stuff outside or with people, which is, what the arts is mostly about, I think, or at least the parts of it that I enjoy. So, yeah, this was just a way of just breathing a bit of life into things that I wouldn't be able to work on otherwise. So it's very selfish, although, hopefully...
That was my first thought.
Yeah. And, yeah, so that's me. We'll end on that note, that I'm a selfish man and who's hoping to, cling to my career.
I feel honesty is important, so
yeah.
I feel we've got off to a good start there.
Good. I'm trying to establish trust with the audience.
And you've done it.
Outstanding. Who are you?
I'm Jamie Hoskin. I'm an actor and a voice actor, so I feel very comfortable here, sort of sat in front of a mic talking rubbish. So that's pretty much what I try and spend as much time as possible doing. And I'm looking forward to what we've got today. What's happened is that Aidan has sent across an episode of something that he'll explain a bit more about, or a short scene, and we'll try and, as you nicely said, breathe some life into it and have a bit of a go with it, and then probably insult each other and throw a bit more nonsense about.
Yeah, I mean, as an extra piece of context to that, Jamie, I gave him this script 5 minutes ago and he hasn't looked at it yet. And that,
yes, sight reading, that's the best acting comes from.
I mean, if it wasn't clear already, I really haven't organised this at all. Because actually, and that's quite a neat segue into talking about the script. Because
boy, is this script disorganised.
Oh, yeah. No, this is because, actually, my original idea for the podcast, I was going to start this next year, but, on a script which hopefully we will get to later, which is later, like episode 2. I mean, not tonight, but yeah. No, I was going to start on a different script. Was my initial idea for like episode 1, but then my brother reminded me that this thing existed, which, well, to give context, was a sketch that I wrote when I was 18 for a Christmas variety show. And that was like a crazy disorganized thing in itself, was that I'd shown up just as a favor to someone to help like paint the set. And then like they realized they didn't have any like sketches that weren't out of copyright. They'd like rehearsed like 3 or 4 things, and then someone had raised their hand after 3 weeks of rehearsal to say like, are we actually allowed to do these legally? And like charge money for people to come and see the show if we haven't sought the rights at all. And because my friend who I was helping knew that I wrote stuff, she just kind of, I was about to say asked, I think press ganged is probably closer to what happened. And I went from like helping with the set to like writing 4 sketches in a night. And I appeared in 2 of them. One of which is this one, which is the one that I enjoyed writing the most, because it was the 4th one, so it was like the last one that I put together, and we were just like pitching ideas for like stuff to write, and someone said, what about like what Father Christmas did before he was Father Christmas? Someone else in the room said a homicide detective, and I went, yep, that. And I went away and I wrote it, and yeah, like 10 years later, dug it back out again, punched it up a little bit, because I've since learned how to format a script. And you know, in the 10 years in between, I had drama school and a few professional jobs where they went, you don't just write it like a Word document. Yeah, there's actually like a process that you're supposed to go through. And
I'd also like to just bring up at this point, you were asked to write, or you ended up writing 4 pieces for this thing, and and you cast yourself in 2 of them. That feels very much like a series of unfortunate events where like Jim Carrey is like, and who will play the most handsome man? Casting yourself. But anyway,
we established very early in the podcast, I'm a selfish man.
That's true.
I am an actor and a selfish man. I am Count Olaf from the series of unfortunate events. I will happily, not directly kill orphans, but I will like put them in harm's way so that I can inherit their fortune and pursue my career. We know this about me. Another piece of context for anyone who doesn't know us. Like, we've been friends for about 20 years. I don't know how you don't know these things about me.
No, it's good. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew.
Okay, good.
And now that they do, I feel better personally.
Okay. Was there anything else you want to say by way of like introducing yourself, or pointing out my character flaws, or will we just get straight into the script?
It would be helpful to know. Maybe we don't want to give too much away, but
it's called the Non-Starters Podcast, Jamie. We've said this 4 times. Right. Okay.
No, not that. But we're going to read this script now. Which character do I play?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That would... Yeah, okay. I am sorry. I was making a joke when you were asking me an actual question.
Quite important.
Why don't you play Nick? I mean, I'm going to be selfless now. I'm going to give you the lead.
Great. What is it? And are we talking a young Nick here? Because it's in his previous life, so he's youngish.
I think it says it says somewhere in here that he's been a detective for like 20 odd years. So I put him in his like at least his early 50s, something like that.
So we're talking a sort of just on the outside edge of middle-aged New Yorker.
Yeah,
sort of guy. Okay,
you're an accomplished voice actor. I have faith in you.
Great, let's do it. I hope there's no American listeners, or else that'll really not be a good start, will it?
I don't know. We can alienate a whole continent. That's fine.
Yeah. Britain's pretty good at that sort of shit.
Oh yeah, that would be. I think that's another one. Like, we'll establish like house rules as well. Is that swearing is okay, but I probably will edit it out later.
So every time I say shit, it's just a little bit more work for you.
Yeah, if for no other reason, because I actively find the noise of a profanity buzzer funnier than swear words.
Yes, I can see that. Right. Look, this is tangential.
This is going on for way too long. I'll read the across the page. New York Police Precinct. Homicide desk. Night. Veteran detective Nick Claus sits at his desk studying a case file. He is an older man, bearded, overweight, his hair going to white. He is wearing a red and white Christmas jumper over a shirt and tie. A pipe sits smoking in an ashtray next to him. His desk is cluttered with case files, a glass of warm milk and a half-eaten mince pie. He puts down the document and rubs his eyes. This latest case is clearly getting to him. He knocks back the glass of milk, opens his desk drawer, takes out the bottle, refills the glass and stashes the milk away again. His superiors would not approve. He gets up from the desk and walks to the window. He leans against the glass and looks out at the city he's given so much of his life to protect. He narrates.
I don't know why that's funny. That's like the least funny thing of all the lines, but it just for some reason really got really just.
I think it's that bit like I'm taking it so seriously. Okay. He narrates. He narrates in the tone of an off-brand John Grisham protagonist.
20 years on the job. Worked my way up the ranks. Recruit, beat cop, detective. Seen things no man can see and keep his soul. More than 100 cases, most of them wins. But this one, I just don't know. Things used to come so easy. Maybe it is time to,
Nick's narration is cut off when John enters. Nick's brash, grizzled, yet oddly short and high-pitched partner. Because elves, Jamie!
Of course.
Okay.
Will you explain all the jokes?
I mean, yeah, probably.
And let me tell you why this is clever.
And let me just really point out why I'm a genius writer.
Great,
Well,
right, sorry.
Okay.
Onwards.
John's voice as well. Snow's really coming down out there. The neighbours didn't tell me anything. Froze my ass off for nothing. Nick?
Sorry, John. I was just thinking.
What about? The boyfriend? Yeah, I thought he was kind of fishy.
Nah, not him.
Then the landlord? The parents?
Nothing about the case, John.
Nick turns away from John and goes back to his brooding.
Mary called.
Damn it, Nick. What are you doing?
What?
Why do this to yourself?
It's not like that. She wants to get back together.
Oh, really?
And then,
Then what? Long pause. There is a tension in the air.
I'm tired, John. I'm out. I'm retiring.
Retiring?
To Lapland.
Lapland?
Or Michigan, I don't know.
You're talking crazy, Nick.
I'm 57, John. My father died at 60. I'm getting older, the job's getting too much for me. Just look at this case. 5 years ago, I could have solved this thing like that. I'm not what I was.
That's not true. Last year, you cracked 12 B&Es, 6 homicides, and 3 kidnappings in a single night.
Just to ask, what's a 12 B and E's? What's a B and E? Is that sort of
breaking and entering? Yeah,
okay,
see, I know the lingo. I've seen The Wire.
Excellent research there.
Thank you very much. And also, lots of cases and stuff solved in a single night because Father Christmas, Jamie.
Yeah, nice.
That's not true. Last year you cracked 12 B&Es, breaking and enterings, 6 homicides, 3 kidnappings in a single night. Iron Claus, that's what the newspapers called you, remember?
Yeah, I remember. I remember that hack journalist spelling my name wrong.
Not this again.
It's Claus, not Claus.
Okay, fine. But retiring? The hell are you gonna do with yourself?
Charity work, something for kids, I don't know.
John looks at his old friend, trying to determine if he's having a nervous breakdown. What kind of charity work?
I've just looked at the next line.
Carpentry, maybe. Remember that doll I made your niece for her birthday?
Carpentry. You're such a cock.
Why does that make me a cock?
Don't know why.
Why of all the jokes I've written so far in this, why is that the one that makes me a cock?
Just something about, I don't know, it just tickled me. It's just because I know that he's gonna be Santa Claus in a minute, and I'm just picturing him there with his lathe making a chair.
Okay, so this is this is like you watching The Phantom Menace, and every time like Anakin Skywalker does something like, oh, like that's a bit of a dark kind of thing, you're like, oh, because he's Darth Vader later. George Lucas, you dick.
It's just like the prequels, but probably better.
I mean, that's generous. Why don't we go back a little bit?
Carpentry, maybe. Remember that doll I made your niece for her birthday?
Yeah, she really loves that thing.
Something like that. Something to wash all the blood and filth out of my heart.
Yeah, because, Father Christmas.
Nicely done.
I'd say, I'll stop doing that in a minute, but, we're nearly at the end of the sketch, so it's sort of redundant.
You're going to juice it for as much as you can, aren't
of course. That's exactly the premise of the podcast, yeah.
The only slice of humble pie is had in the title, and the rest is just self-aggrandizing bollocks for the next hour. Oh, lovely, yeah.
The next hour? Jesus, no. I want, we're at 25 minutes already. I want 5 more minutes, then we're out.
You don't want to sort of Joe Rogan and 3 hours later we're like, yeah, that was a good chat.
I mean, we've talked about this before, Jamie. I'm not Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan would squash you like a bug, man.
Yeah, I don't.
He'd give you one look and you'd turn to dust.
I mean, I've never once been able to sit through an entire hour of his podcast. Of course he would. He'd
really?
Crush me. Yeah, well, not for any. I just find that intimidating.
Oh right, I
think
see.
Anyone who can talk ceaselessly for an hour, that man's going to crush me like a paper bag.
Well, see, what he's done that's clever is that he always gets on very interesting people, and they do most of the talking. So really, you've messed up there a bit.
Well, by asking you to co-host this with me.
Exactly. Should have chosen someone with much more to say and with far more intrigue attached to them.
Well,
but it's the first. It's the first one.
It's the first one. Yeah, we're still still ironing out the kinks. You'll be gone next week. Anyway,
hey ho.
Hey ho.
Sorry.
Oh, hey ho.
Ho ho ho.
Ho ho.
Very
ho.
funny.
So let's go back a little bit further than that. Well,
oh, good.
Because I want to get this one line down at least once.
Yeah, go on. Good luck.
Thank you. Damn! Look, I'm just realising how much I'm sounding like Michael Jackson as well, doing this voice.
Not listened to enough Michael Jackson speaking to know, actually.
It's quite close.
Okay.
Okay. Damn! Look, I'm not gonna say you ain't put in your years. All the cases you closed, they ought to make you a saint after all you've done for this town.
Don't be stupid.
No, really, they should. Saint Nick.
Ho ho ho. Very funny.
The phone on Nick's desk rings. They stare at it. John looks at Nick, who doesn't move. John answers the phone. Hello? Homicide. Detective Nick Claus's desk. Uh-huh. Okay, we'll be right there. John hangs up and... Oh.
Sorry, I was just going to say, it is inappropriate for that guy, for a guy with that voice, to be picking up the homicide phone, being like, "Hello, homicide!"
You know, I wasn't trying to write the Shield. Okay, we'll go.
Sorry.
That's okay, we'll try that again. Hello, just because you enjoyed it. Homicide, Detective Nick Claus's desk. Uh-huh. Okay, we'll be right there. John hangs up and turns to Nick. They found the girl.
Alive?
I'll pull the car around. They didn't find the girl. She's died.
You've done a good job at ruining every joke and nice bit of subtext you've put into this.
Thank you. That was my intention completely. John leaves, leaving Nick alone in the dark office. Nick finishes his drink, picks up his badge and stares at it with melancholy eyes. He puts on his coat and drops the badge in the wastepaper bin. He goes to the door and takes one last look around the office.
Merry Christmas to all, and all a good night.
The end.
Well, I enjoyed that scene.
Thank you very much, Jamie.
Well done.
It's 10 years old.
Yeah, it's aged better than a lot of other things.
It's aged better than me, certainly.
You're a disaster. Well, this has kept a lot of its form, yeah.
I was going to say, I've got quite a good sort of 2020 dishevelled going on. We sort of talked briefly on the video chat then. You've got a good top knot going. I've got a top knot and a beard. It's like your top knot is better, but I think my beard game is better.
Did you have to tell them in the first episode that I have a man bun? I've already lost any respect anyone had, from the questionable New York accent.
Well, what was the thing you said earlier in the show about being honest and being open about who we are?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Yeah. So that was Detective Nick Claus. This was this sort of the trial run, the pilot, the Christmas special, all of the above, to see if this podcast works, and if it was just a nice excuse to talk to you for a bit. I'm being sincere now. This was fun.
Yeah. I can tell it's a very odd feeling.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I was going to say we've just really showcased how terrible my acting has got in a year of not doing any work. So
yeah, yes, that's true. Yeah, you must be a nice guy then. Okay.
Well, let's not go mad.
I'm just thinking now that not so shaky, a bit more sort of the good times are flowing. Do you think we should just do the intro at the end again, and then you could just put it to the beginning?
Oh no, that feels like way too much work.
Okay, right. I'm quickly understanding that the level of effort you're prepared to put in with the editing.
Yeah.
Because,
no, let's fine. Yeah. Let's do it again. Let's do the intro again. Right. So yeah, welcome to the Non-Starters podcast. I'm Aidan Casey. This is.
Oh, was that? I didn't know you were about.
How, doing it again, am I more of a shambles than I was before?
See, I thought... hello, this is Jamie Hoskin. I thought what you were going to say there was, this is, this is really exciting. This is the first show we've done, the premise of it. I didn't realise you were about to say, I'm Aidan Casey, this is Jamie Hoskin. I didn't realise you were introducing me there, because obviously we're just... That's
okay,
where the video...
We're not doing the intro again. We will go with what we have. Do you want to talk about the script a little bit? We should probably establish the, we show up, we talk, we chat for a bit, we read the script, we talk about the script a bit. You have any thoughts?
Let's talk about the script. I was interested. You wrote it for a performance, a sort of Christmas show thing, but it feels very filmic. The way that it's written, that you've written it, is very. It doesn't seem like a theatre piece. It seems like a TV show or something.
Yeah.
Is that why is that?
Well, I mean, that is in no small part why the sketch did not go down well at the variety show.
Did you have someone reading the across the page, or not?
Oh no! This was just me and my older brother. My brother, who is not a middle-aged, overweight man, and was even less so 10 years ago. And we performed this sketch to a room of people who did not get the joke. And I think we did it for like 5 nights, and the guy who played the piano for that show, like, he loved it, and he said, like,
you had one fan in the audience.
I had one person
that's
laughing.
Nice.
I had one person laughing every night, and he said that actually the thing he liked about it the most was the fact that he was the only person in the room getting it. Which is nice. It is nice to bring like one person joy, but like not at the extent of not doing a good job.
I feel like everyone's experience of doing drama before you've sort of trained and got into the professional world is exactly what you said of I can't remember the exact phrase you use now, but doing a series of stuff that people don't get. That is definitely most things you do, and I think probably actually still as a professional actor sometimes that's alarming to think, but hopefully less.
Yeah, no, I think well, I mean, this, I think, if anything, if anyone is still listening at this point, this is like a big part of the reason why I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do this with you particularly because it's been, I don't think it's going out on a limb to say that like this has been a rough year for people in the arts. It's been a rough year for people generally, but like it's been
fucking crushing it, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. You need to bloody grow a backbone
like,
and get on with it.
Up. Yeah. But like, you know, I wanted to do this with you because you and I were going to be doing a play together back in March, and that would have been like, I mean, like, again, we've been friends for a long time, but it's been so long since we worked together, and I was really looking forward to that.
Bit of low level bromance.
A little bit. I think like it's important to like, you know, to seed a little bit of like the Sam and Diane thing with you and me was that, you know, it keeps
Sam and Diane.
Yeah, cheers. It keeps the audience coming back. Like, are they gonna get together?
You should have said Ross and Rachel. I
can't bring myself to Ross and Rachel.
Oh, okay.
Because it's such an abusive relationship, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm quite mean to you on the regular, but like I don't think I've ever like been emotionally abusive to you.
No. You just keep me in check. Keep my feet on the ground.
Yeah.
Stop me from dreaming.
Yeah. But like back to the serious point was because it's genuinely been just like a crappy year for like creatives across the board, I think. And like to anyone who's listening who maybe would like to, like, if there's anyone out there who wants to come on and like read stuff with us, that would be amazing. Like I've got like a backlog of scripts that I wrote that like I haven't done anything yet for like not just 2020 just because I'm an unsuccessful writer. And we're going to be sort of drawing off that as we go forward for the most part. But like, I would like to sort of switch it up as much as we can now and then, and maybe have other people on and read other projects. And because, you know, I don't want it to be an entirely selfish venture. I would like to sort of give
this sounds is that you're basically you're putting a job advertisement on the end of this episode to say, and if there's any other people I could work with, that would be great. Oh yeah.
Again, I'm framing it as like a selfless, like, it would be great to like hear other people's work. I just want to work.
If you are this far through, then send in stuff. Or get in contact and
we'll see how we go.
Let's do some more non-starters. I remembered the name of the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. For what it's worth, it makes me look more unprofessional than you.
I think we've both done a pretty good job of that,
Yeah.
and that's fine by me.
You think neither of us come off well here?
No, but I mean, yeah, I never went into this thinking that
This
I
would
would.
be
So
this
it's
would be
fine.
really good for your career.
Oh yeah, I've managed my expectations hugely. Yeah.
Okay, dude, I think I'm gonna stop it there. This has been fun, dude. Let's do more of these.
Yeah. That's good, and a good script. I did like it. That's good. I'm looking forward to the next one.
It's very kind of you to lie to me.
Well, other people may be listening.
Okay.
Potentially, at least your mum.
Maybe. For my mum's sake, that's very kind of you. Okay. So I mean, do you wanna say Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night, or shall I say it?
Nah, they can off. No, yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening. And Jamie, would you like to sign us off?
Yeah. Go and have a nice couple of days. I think the thing is, if
I
say
meant read
something...
the script. Read the last line of the script again. As
Oh
Nick Claus.
shit. Okay, I'll do that. But of course, it's a podcast, so no one's going to be listening to it at the right time, are they?
But we're recording this at Christmas. I'm gonna release it tomorrow.
But no one's going to
Okay, thank you.
no one's going to hear it for Christmas, are they? People aren't going to hear it for like 3 years. It's going to be summertime in 2024, and someone will be like, "What is this shite?" And they'll go back to episode 1, and they'll go, "Oh," and then someone's friend will say, "Oh, it doesn't really get good until about episode 283," and then you just start from there. Bit like Athletico Mints. Didn't get good until about episode 10. Sorry.
Merry Christmas to all, and all a good night.
Happy?
I mean, no. That was the Non-Starters podcast. Thank you for listening. We'll be back in the new year, hopefully with a bit more preparation. Merry Christmas. Okay, editing around this bit.
I think it's important that you keep in a couple of fuck-ups.
Oh yeah, like a couple, but not all of them.
That would be madness.